Seoul's Unification Minister laid out his views on the recent Pyeongyang-Washington summit. He echoed President Moon's remarks that though the meeting ended without a deal, it still represented progress from both sides and underscored South Korea's continuing role as a mediator. Jung-hee has the full story.
Speaking at the National Assembly on Tuesday, South Korea's Unification Minister Myoung-gyon said Pyongyang and Washington, though they clashed in the denuclearization front, saw eye to eye in establishing new relations and setting peace on the Korean Peninsula.
North Korea and the U.S. saw their views align on liaison offices, which are significant to support future talks regarding nuclear inspections and repatriating the remains of America's war dead. In building peace, they saw eye to eye in formally declaring an end to the Korean War.
The minister said Kim and Trump had an extended conversation lasting over 7 hours, which is a meaningful step forward in that they now came to fully understand where the two sides stand. North Korea and the U.S. had different assessments on how much value the Yongbyon nuclear complex holds in the North's nuclear program and on how they should sequence out the denuclearization steps and U.S. lifting of sanctions. To get the talks going between the two sides, Seoul says it looks to assume the role of a mediator once again, while further boosting ties with the North. At the National Security Council meeting the day before, Cho said South Korea will find ways to resume inter-Korean economic projects, namely the Kaesong Industrial Complex and South Korean tours through North's Kumgangsan Mountain, while abiding by international sanctions. It is technically difficult to resume these projects under the current sanctions framework, and discussions on that haven't started with the U.S. yet, but Seoul says it's always better to be ready than not.
Within the framework of international sanctions, I believe that South Korean business owners can go to the factory park and check on their assets. Regarding the Kumgangsan tours, the tour program itself is not against sanctions, but we need to do some work beforehand to restore the facilities.
South Korea says it'll coordinate with the international community to obtain necessary sanctions waivers for projects in railways, roads, forestation, and reunions of war-torn families, and carry on with exchanges in culture and sports. Jung-hee, Arirang News.